morning students. This is 12th standard botany video class. Video 5. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson Classical Genetics. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what I taught in the previous video class. That is terminology related to Mendelism. That is what are alleles, homozygous and heterozygous, homozygous recessive allele and homozygous dominant allele. Then laws proposed by Mendel, that is law of dominance, law of segregation, and one more law is there, law of independent assortment. Out of these three laws, the law of dominance and law of segregation is proved by the crosses monohybrid cross. The genotype means genetical expression of an individual is called a genotype. Phenotype means the morphological characteristic feature of an individual or observable character of an individual is called a phenotype. Both genotype and phenotype, which is expressed in the graphical representation, is called a Punnett square. With the help of this Punnett square only, we can able to identify the genotypic ratio and the phenotypic ratio. Then we have seen what is monohybrid cross. A cross which is used for single character for inheritance process is called a monohybrid cross. The ratio of the monohybrid crosses 3:1, which gives the suitable explanation for the two laws, that is law of dominance and law of segregation. Then we have seen reciprocal cross. That means F1 generation which are always the dominant character. If you are crossing two parental parent, one is tall pea plant is crossed with a pure true breeding dwarf pea plant pollen grains. What will happen means all we are getting the tall plant. Once again, the parental characters are reversed. That is, dwarf pea plant is pollinated with the pollen of tall pea plant. At that time also we are getting all our tall plant. So this genetical nature proves that monohybrid cross is not depending upon the sex. So this type of cross is called a reciprocal cross. Then we have seen how monohybrid cross proving the ratio, that is 3:1, with the help of the diagrammatic representation. Then we have seen test cross. That means the unknown F1 generation is crossed with homozygous recessive parent, leads to the ratio 1:1. That is, one tall plant homozygous, another one is, one tall plant heterozygous, one dwarf plant homozygous. Likewise, another test cross, that is homozygous tall plant which is crossed with homozygous recessive plant. We are getting all our heterozygous tall plant. So, with the help of the test cross, we can able to prove the homozygous tall and heterozygous tall plant. So, most probably, we are getting heterozygous tall plant only and homozygous tall plant sometimes will be appear. That should be proved by test cross. After this only we have seen in the previous video class. Today we are going to continue the remaining topic given in the textbook. Dear students, before going to see the next topic, we are going to see certain picture showing the monohybrid cross and the test cross. Dear students, see, this is the garden pea plant, Pisum sativum. Is a genetical character of and also phenotypic character of pea plant. First one, this is the tall plant. That is height of the planter. The gene which is in homozygous, that is capital T with capital T. Another one, dwarf plant, is the recessive parent. So it is denoted as in small t with a small t. That is also homozygous recessive. So these two diagrams which are showing homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive. Dear students, this is the flower color. The previous diagram you have seen height of the plant. Here we are going to see the color of a flower. First one, purple color, it is dominant, so that it is denoted as an capital P, capital P. The color of the flower is purple color. Second one is the white color, always recessive. It is denoted as an small p and a small p. Both of them homozygous. Kindly noted on homozygous purple flower with crossed with a homozygous recessive white flower. These two are the parental character crossed together. The F1 generation, all are purple. How we are saying all are purple? See the genotypic ratio. Capital P, small p. Capital P, small p. Capital P, small p. Capital P, small p. But the genotypic ratio which are showing the two alleles, dominant as well as the recessive, but the recessive characters are suppressed in the F1 generation. So, all the F1 generation showing the dominant character. So, the dominant character of the parent is what color? Purple color. That's why the F1 generation, all the flowers are named as purple color. Dear students, at the same time, you have to note the one more variation. In the F1 generation, it is the homozygous purple color flower, that is dominant character. In the F1 generation, we are having heterozygous. What is heterozygous? Dominant, capital P is there, and small p, recessive trait, that is allele, is present in each and every gamete. So this is said to be heterozygous tall purple color plant. Sorry, not tall, purple flower. Heterozygous purple flower. So the F1 generation, even though it contains two different alleles, but one of them only expressed, that is known as law of domination. So this diagram which are proving the law of dominance, and also the F1 generation always expressed dominant character and also in the heterozygous condition. Dear students, this is the another example of breeding crosser. So this is the parental one which is dominant, green in color, is a pod of a, pod means a fruit which containing seed, a common fruit which are having seed inside, that is said to be pod. So here a true breeding green color pod which is act as a dominant parent, so denoted as a capital letter, and also it should be pair of alleles, so capital G, capital G. Another one is another parent is the true breeding yellow color pod which are having the recessive allele. So it is denoted as a small letter These alleles are also present in pairs. So small g, small g. So both of them crossed together. So this is the square. It's named as Punnett square. This Punnett square, which are containing, all are green. See the genotypic ratio. G, G, capital G, small g, capital G, small g, capital G and small g. So all the 4 gametes which are having both the alleles, dominant as well as the recessive, but dominant character only expressed in the F1 generation. So this is said to be law of dominance, which is explained in the cross, is called a monohybrid cross. Dear students, this is the another example which are showing the monohybrid cross. In the previous diagram, we have seen that how the F1 generation which are showing the dominant character. Now, in this diagram, we are going to see the continuation of the F1 generation. So, this is the F1 male gamete. This is the F1 female gamete, that is left side pistil. So, both of them which are expressed in the F1 generation, that is heterozygous. What's that in ungalukku? Purple color flower. Okay. So, this heterozygous purple color is again crossed with the same heterozygous purple color flower. ஒரே பூ, அதாவது F1ல வரக்கூடிய அந்த heterozygous dominant purple color flower crossed with the same heterozygous dominant purple color flower. But they are act as a both male and female. Okay. So here we are taken as a female flower left side. Right side we are taken as a male flower. This process is called self-crossing. Selfing. அதாவது same இதை same flower இருக்கக்கூடிய pollenோட cross பண்றோம். Okay. So that is called a selfing method in F1 generation gametes. Then we are getting the ratio that is 3:1. See the genotypic alleles, capital B, small b, that is female flower left side. Right the male flower parent null flower parent capital B, small b. So both of them same alleles tha cross together. We are getting the 4 gametes which is shown in the Punnett square. First one, B into B, capital B, capital B. So what is that one? It is a dominant purple color flower. And also homozygous. So it resembles the one of the parental character. Another one, capital B, small b. This is not a true breeding one. It's a hybrid. Yeah, because both the alleles are present here. But the recessive characters are suppressed. They are dominant only expressed. So that this is the purple color flower. Third one is also capital B, small b, purple color flower. The last one, see, both of them having the recessive alleles, small b, small b. So, it resembles the another parent, a recessive parent, that is white color. So, this is the ratio 3:1, which proves the monohybrid cross. Dear students, this is the example of test cross. First one, dominant phenotype, unknown genotype, that is F1 generation. We are getting that one. Is crossed with one of the parental character, that is recessive phenotype with a known genotype. Okay, unknown போடும்போது they are given the question mark. Why they given question mark means we are unable to say this is the homozygous purple color flower or heterozygous purple color flower. That's why they are given unknown genotype. That is the definition of test cross. The test cross is crossing of an individual of unknown genotype with a homozygous recessive. So homozygous, now what is that one? small p, homozygous. This is the white color flower. What is that one? Recessive da. Appa homozygous, recessive, parental one. You are crossing. You are getting the gametes. So first one la PP, that is the capital P, capital P. Then here you are getting capital P and small p. Okay. So both of them cross together. We are getting first one, all are purple color. But heterozygous. All are purple color but heterozygous. When you are coming to the another one, that is two of them which are showing the purple and heterozygous. Other two which is white color, that is recessive parent. So first one heterozygous purple, second one homozygous white color flower. That is the ratio is 1:1:1. Test cross is proved by the monohybrid cross. Dear students, this is the another diagram which are showing the test cross. Here also, here they are taken the height of a plant, tall and dwarf. First one, F1 generation, we are getting all are tall plant and also heterozygous. This unknown heterozygous F1 generation is crossed with what is that? Recessive homozygous parental plant. We are getting 50% tall and 50% dwarf. So the genotype of the F1 generation is capital TT. But in this crossing of the test cross, the F1 is capital T with a small t. So the test cross ratio is 1:1. Dear students, this is the diagram which are showing the diagrammatic representation, the genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio of the flower color. The graphical representation was first introduced by the scientist Punnett. So this square is named as Punnett square. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what is monohybrid cross, how it's proving the test cross with heterozygous tall and homozygous tall plant. Next we are going to see the back cross. Dear students, test cross means the F1 unknown hybrid is crossed with homozygous recessive as an important 2-mark question. Likewise, another important 2-mark question is back cross. Back cross is a cross. The F1 hybrid is crossed with any one of the parental genotype. Either dominant parent or recessive parent. That is said to be back cross. Test cross means crossed with homozygous recessive parent. And F1 is also unknown genotype. But here in this back cross, the F1 hybrid is crossed with any one of the parental character or genotype. So this back cross is divided into two types. One is the dominant back cross, another one is the recessive back cross. The cross between the F1 offsprings or hybrid with either of the two parents, it's said to be the back cross. Dear students, when the offsprings, that is F1 hybrid, is crossed with the dominant parent means the F2 generation which produce all are dominant character and there is no recessive character expressed in the progeny. That means gametes. Likewise, the F1 hybrid is crossed with a recessive parental parent means all the phenotype appear in the equal proportion and this cross is specified as test cross. அப்போ என்ன வரும் பார்த்துக்கோங்க, ரிசசிவ் பேரண்டோட கிராஸ் பண்ணோம்னா டாமினன்ட் கேரக்டரும் கிடைக்கும், ரிசசிவ் கேரக்டர் தட் இஸ் 50%, 1:1 ரேஷியோ. பட் டாமினண்ட்டை கிராஸ் பண்ணோம்னா ஆல் ஆர் டாமினன்ட். ரிசசிவ் பேரண்ட்டை கிராஸ் பண்ணும்பொழுது we are getting possibility for 50% dominant and 50% for recessive character. So the recessive backcross is very much useful in identifying the heterozygosity of the hybrid. That is how we can able to get the heterozygous of dominant character. That should be identified by the backcross. So these are all the different advantages of backcross. Dear students, one important question is there. What is backcross? Write its significance. What is the backcross? The F1 hybrid which is crossed with the any one of the parental genotype is called backcross. The F1 offsprings, these are all the significance, is crossed with dominant parent means we are getting all are dominant hybrid, no recessive hybrid are produced. The second one, the F1 hybrid is crossed with recessive parent. We are getting equal proportion of dominant as well as the recessive. And also, with the help of the backcross, we can able to identify the heterozygosity. Heterozygosity, what is that one? Different alleles. For example, capital T with a small t. That is said to be heterozygosity of an hybrid is proved by the backcross. Dear students, at this time, you have to recall an advantage of test cross. Test cross is used to identify the homozygous dominant and also heterozygous dominant. But here, the backcross is used to identify the heterozygosity of the hybrid. Dear students, these are all the significance of backcross. Dear students, we are going to see the molecular explanation of an height of a pea plant. Why Mendel's pea plant which are showing tall and dwarf plant? So we are going to see the molecular explanation of a tall of a, that is height of a plant. So the height of a plant is determined by a gene is called height gene. The height of a plant is controlled by single gene because monohybrid cross Mendel has taken how many character? Only one character. So the height is also only one character. It is determined by a single gene. Each gene having how many alleles? Pair of alleles. Okay. So the reason for the difference of height of the plant is given here. The pea plant which are having the cells has the capacity to convert the precursor molecule of gibberellin into an active form, that is GA1. GA1 gibberellic acid, you already studied in the 11th standard. The gibberellin is responsible for the extraordinary elongation of the stem portion. That is the main function of gibberellin, isn't it? So the pea plant have the capacity to activate the gibberellin, that is GA1. Second one, the tall pea plant have one allele. That is tall pea plant na having the height of the plant, that is one allele, that is LE. This allele which codes for the protein is called functional enzyme which synthesizes the gibberellin process normally. and catalyze the formation of gibberellin. So tall pea plant it has an allele named Le, which is responsible for the synthesis of gibberellin because it contains the protein with the functional enzyme. That's why the tall pea plant which are producing the functional form of gibberellin, that is GA1. If the dominant allele means, what is that one? They contain pair of alleles, isn't it? 2. The allele is dominant means even if it is 2, rendu irukum LE, or single, edha one irundha kuda okay. It produces gibberellin, so the plant or tall plant. Okay, that is the reason. That means tall pea plant which are having the allele is called Le. It has the protein functional enzyme. This protein functional enzyme which is present in the gene responsible for the protection of gibberellin. So that the gibberellin producing plant are showing the height of a pea plant. That is named as tall pea plant. Now coming to the dwarf pea plant, they are having the recessive alleles that also in pair denoted as small Le and small le. This Le, small le, is not coding for the functional enzyme, that is protein with the functional enzyme, so that it is unable to produce the functional hormone gibberellic acid, that is gibberellin. Hence, the plant are in the form of dwarf. So, the elongation of stem is responsible for gibberellin. The tall pea plant which are having the allele capital L with a small e, if it is dominant means occur in pair. So, it has the functional protein enzyme group. It makes to produce the gibberellin. So, all are tall plant. In the dwarf pea plant, they are having the recessive allele, that is small L with a small e. It does not contain any protein functional enzyme group. So, it is unable to produce the gibberellin. So, that these plants are dwarf pea plant. So, that is the molecular reason why the pea plant are tall and dwarf. Dear students, this is the diagrammatic representation. Gene for a plant height in peas. First one, tall pea plant, which are having the allele, what's that one? Capital L and small e. Or it may be in dominant means capital L, capital E, small e, capital L, small e in pairs. Or it may be, first one homozygous dominant irukkalam. Another one heterozygous dominant, capital L, small e, small l, small e. Whatever may be, it is the tall plant. Okay. When I am coming to the dwarf plant, it has the allele small l, small e in pairs. In tall plant, the homozygous dominant allele has the precursor molecule, that is functional enzyme protein to produce the gibberellin. So that this functional group protein allele Le activate the gibberellin, that is GA1, so that all the plants are tall. When you are coming to the dwarf pea plant, the recessive allele Le as a precursor molecule, but it is unable to produce the gibberellin. So first one, tall plant which are encoding the enzyme to produce the gibberellin, GA1, but in the dwarf plant, the recessive allele unable to encode the gibberellin, that is GA1. That's why these plants are look like in a dwarf size. First one which is look like in the form of tall. So this is the molecular structure which are expressing the height of a plant in Pisum sativum plant. Dear students, I hope have you all understood how monohybrid cross which has taken place in the pea plant. The ratio of the monohybrid cross is 3:1. Then how monohybrid cross which are proving the law of dominance and law of segregation. Then how test cross which are proving the monohybrid cross, and what is back cross, advantage of the back cross. Dear students, what is back cross? F1 hybrid is crossed with any one of the parental character. That is said to be back cross. If it is dominant means all the gametes are dominant. If it is recessive means we are getting 50% dominant and 50% recessive. If the recessive back cross which is responsible or helping to identify the heterozygosity of an hybrid. So these are all the advantage of the back cross. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.